Hello everyone, this is Aarti Rathore and I welcome you all to my channel Green Coder. In this series of learning C programming, today we are going to discuss about introduction of C language. Before going to start anything, let us quickly revise whatever we have discussed in the previous session. So in the previous session, we have seen different language translators. Assembler, compiler and interpreter. These three are the translators which we have discussed, which are used to convert source code program into machine code. Source code can be assembly language or it can be high level language. Assembly language comes into low level language. Okay, in assembly language we write the program using some mnemonics. Okay, so here we are converting this assembly code into machine code using assembler. If we write a program in high level language, then we have to also convert this program into machine equivalent code. Over here we use compiler and interpreter. What? Compiler and interpreter both are used to convert high level language into machine code. But here both are working on different principles. Where compiler is considering the entire code, entire program, compiling it and generating the object code, while interpreter is taking only single line into consideration and executing it. So here we have an object code after compilation, while here we don't have an object code after compilation. Once we got this object code, then it is ready to run anywhere, while this won't happen in the interpreted languages. Debugging is very difficult in the compiled languages. Why? Because we are getting a list of errors at the end of the compilation, and that is why to identify all these errors is quite difficult. While in interpreted languages what happened, we are getting only single error at a time, and so it is very easy. Debugging process is very easy in interpreted languages. Okay, so examples of compiled languages we have seen is C, C++, and interpreted languages are PHP, Python, Ruby. Okay, if you are a beginner and if you are interested to learn programming, then you should always prefer learning interpreted languages. But today here we are going to discuss about C language. Okay, so before going to start anything about C language, we must have an idea about what is language and what is computer language. Okay, see, we all knows what is language. Using language we can communicate with someone. Okay, so we can say it is a medium of communication where the forms can be different, like either it can be in a voice form, it can be gestures, or it can be symbolic. Okay, so language is a medium using which we can communicate with the people, or we can convey message to someone and we can instruct them also. So what if I want to communicate with the machine? Consider this is the computer where I want to communicate with the machine, not human, not people. Okay, and I want to ask computer to perform the multiplication of two numbers. Here I want to ask computer to give me the result of multiplication of two numbers. So what, our computer will directly gives the result? No. Why? Because it is a dumb. It is a dumb machine. It does not know anything. Whatever this computer does or any electronic device does is just because of the human intelligence. Here these humans are using several programming languages like C, C++, Java, Python, PHP, any other programming languages, right? Using these programming languages, this human is writing some programs. They are building some application, designing some softwares. Okay, where they are writing some set of instructions. Okay, and they are submitting it to the computer. So what our computer will directly gives us the result? No. Why? Because computer only understand zeros and ones, which is also called the binary language machine code. So our code which we have written using this language, we have to convert that code into machine equivalent code, and this task is done by compiler or interpreter. See, we cannot write program in zeros and ones. Why? Because it is very difficult to write program using binary language, that we have very possibility. Okay, so that is why we are using this high level language. It is C, C++, Java, Python, PHP. It can be any one of all these. Okay, and these languages, these high level languages are more like English language. That is why it is very easy for the beginners to understand it, or it is very easy for us to understand, and that is why it is also called uh, it is also human friendly. Okay, now here we are going to discuss C language. Before going to start anything, we must have an idea about some facts, or we can say history of C language. Who developed it, where it is developed, why it is developed, and why it is so popular. These things we must know. Okay, so it is developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972 at Bell Laboratories of AT&T of USA. So it is developed by Dennis Ritchie person at USA. There were some problems with the B language. Like earlier, B language was there, and the kernel of Unix operating system was developed using this B language. Now what is this kernel C? In our computer, CPU is a heart. So the same as in operating system, kernel is a heart of operating system. Kernel is responsible for whatever is going on by in the operating system. Okay. So just to overcome the problems of B language, the C language introduced. Okay, then after this kernel of this Unix operating system is rewritten in C language. Okay, now C, because of its popularity, like how it is popular. So in 1980s it is widely used. Why? Because there are some browsers, device drivers, as well as application and software which were developed using C language, and then in 1989 it is standardized by ANSI, which is called American National Standard Institution, and then it is called ANSI. Okay, so then after standardization by the ANSI, it is called ANSI-C. Okay, so these are the facts about C language that you should know, and that is why I discussed here. Okay, now let us see some features of C language. Why it is so popular, why it is still in the market. Okay, so let us discuss. See here, the computer language is zeros and ones, we come to know that. So let us see some features of C language. So very first is a high level language. See, it is a high level language. Why? It is more like English language, where some alphabets, characters, sets, some keywords, data type is just like a English language, and so it is very easy to learn. It is very easy to understand. Okay. Now, second, it is core language. means we can say it is a basic language, and based on this language there are many other languages like C, C++, Java, JavaScript. All these languages are derived from this language, and that is why it is a core languages. These languages like C, C++, Java, JavaScript, all these are using some features of this language. Okay. Now third one, it is a portable. Portable means if we write a program on one machine, then we don't need to rewrite that program for the execution on another machine, and that is why it is called portable. Portable means we can take from this machine to another machine. Okay, that is why the C language is a portable. C language is a compiled language, and it is not interpreted. Here the whole program is taken into consideration for compilation. Okay, so that is why it is a compiled language. Once we have compiled that program, we got the object code. Okay, we got the machine code. Then it is ready to run on another machine. Okay. So that is why it is a compiled language. It supports many built-in functions. Let's take an example. If I want to find out the square root of any number, like I want to find out the square root of 625. So sqrt is a function which is an inbuilt function available in math library. Okay, that you will study later on, but here I am just giving you the introduction. So if I want to find out the square root of any number, then sqrt is a built-in function. Using this built-in function I can find out the square root of number. Okay, but just to use this built-in function we have to include some libraries. Here the library is a math. It is an extensible language. Extensible means we can create our own function and we can include it into libraries. Like I want to find out the area of hexagon. Okay, so what the another people can also use this using that function. I want to create a function of area of hexagon. Okay, so if I create a function to find out the area of hexagon, and then I can include this function in already defined libraries. Okay, so once it is included in libraries, then we can easily use it anywhere, right? So that is why it is an extensible, means we can include our own created function. We can create our user defined function and we can include it into existing libraries, right? That is why it is an extensible language. Now next is case sensitive. Case sensitive means uppercase letters and lowercase letters both are different. If I am using int and if I am using int, then both are different. We have to be very careful while we are using the case sensibility. Okay, why? Because here see, this I and this I both are different. So if you are declaring some variable, like if you are declaring variable, let's say an example max, and then later on in the later program if you are trying to use this max, so both are different thing. Okay, it will give you error like maximum is not declared so far, right? So it is a case sensitive. Now next is it supports modular approach. It supports modular programming approach, means if someone says find out the area of square, rectangle, triangle and hexagon. Okay, so what I will do, I will divide the area of hexagon, square, rectangle and triangle into different function. I will write a code in different function, in different modules. Okay, so what happens, our program will look more organized and it becomes very easy for us to find out errors if there are any errors then. Okay, so it supports modular approach, or we can say it is a structured language. Where we divide program into different modules. Okay, now next is, it is a very small language. Why it is a small language? Because only 32 keywords are there. Now what is this keywords? Keywords means there are reserved words in C language which has a special meanings. For example, INT, which is used to define some natural numbers. Float, which is used to include some decimal numbers also. Okay, so these, we have taken just two examples so that you can understand. So these are the keywords which has a special meaning. Like integer means you can consider some natural numbers. Float means you can also include decimal numbers. Okay, so there are only 32 keywords, and using these 32 keywords you can learn the C language easily, and that is why it is called small language. See, this language is also used to support embedded, sorry, this language is also used to design some embedded system like microwave. So the programming in the microwave system is also done in C language. Okay. It is a platform dependent. See, what is platform dependent? Means, platform means we are talking about operating system. Here see, in operating system what happens, if we write a program in C for the Windows, then it will not get executed on the Mac operating system. Why? Because both are the different platform. Okay, so the C language is a platform dependent, because what happens, in Windows operating system the executable files have the extension .exe, while in Mac OS there is some different extension like DMG or something. Okay, so the C language is a platform dependent. So all these are the features of C language. I hope you guys understand this. If you have any query regarding this, then you can definitely write in the comment box. I will try to answer your question. So that's it for today. We'll see you soon. Bye bye. Take care.